Hey, what's up, guys? This is Cypher Slagger, and I have for you a little dark magician deck profile, sort of. Um, so this is pure dark magician with hand traps. We're sticking pure in the extra deck. I mean, if you want to play different things like different links that are outside of dark magician, you feel free to do that. If you want to add in the Primite engine, or if you want to add in like I don't know. Um, Oh God, what is her name? I can't even think of the name of the Black Witch, D-Belstar. You want to add that engine in here whenever you can. Um, I'm just kind of sticking to Fulos, Ash, Stroll, and Valor, and Imperm. And then we're also playing the cross out to attempt to hit those. But what's cool about this deck now is we have Dark Magic Amulet. It's not the best card, but you can totally play this and survive monster hand traps that are activating in response to um, your monster activations that have DM in the name. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to look at a one card combo, and that is Preparation of Rites. So we're going to look at Prep. Prep being a spell allows us to add to our hand the Illusion of Chaos. So we kind of have the illusion of control with this deck. We add the Illusion of Chaos. Illusion of Chaos then goes and grabs us the Magician Souls. One thing I like about this deck too is in real life, a majority of it is QCR and Starlight, so it is really, really beautiful. We're gonna send. You can send either Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. It doesn't matter because both of them are level 6 or higher spellcasters. So then we can get right into our brand new Dark Magician of Destruction. Woo! This card I don't think is bad. I just think that we should have gotten more support with this. 3 cards was not enough for Dark Magician, and 3 cards that we got were not enough. I think that we need a card that just flat out summons Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl and then searches Soul Servant. If we got a card like that that locked us into, say, Spellcasters and Dragons in the extra deck, I think that would be good. So something that flat out just like a fusion deployment that gets him out, but also searches Soul Servant or any DM card would be like our version of prayers or wishes. Like I really think that this deck should be on the same level, if not, you know, a little bit lower than Blue Eyes. I wouldn't even put this deck anywhere near Blue Eyes, like with the power level. Um, but so this is a 1 card combo. This is a 1 card Dragoon combo that you're gonna see here, and it's going to be a Dragoon that doesn't die to the Gaze of Timaeus, so that's kind of good. Um, and being that this is a 1 card combo, if we were going first, we would have 4 other cards in hand to either be hand traps or kind of play along with the combo. So that was a 1 card Dragoon. We are going to look at a prep plus either Rod or Magician Souls. So it literally doesn't matter which, you know, because you have the prep, it doesn't matter which one you have. So as long as you have this plus this, you go ahead and get to your Illusion of Chaos. You activate the illusion. You're going to get to your souls. And then after this one, I'm going to do some test hands and just kind of show you guys, what the deck can do. Um, it's it's not horrible. I mean, if you, like I said, if you wanna play with Primite, if you wanna play with the Bellstar, like whatever engine you wanna play with, you can. But you can also just play it purely with hand traps. So it's kind of up to you. Kind of, it's like one of those choose your own adventures. You know what I mean? And since we have Rod in hand, we can choose either Gaze or Soul Servant. It doesn't matter because now we're going to just trigger off the Rod, and then he'll go for the Gaze. So then it's kind of like either or. It's a fun choose your own adventure. I mean, it's magic and dragons, so whatever. Soul Servant. That's gonna go ahead and grab us the magical dragon Timaeus. Like I'm not trying to shit on the extra deck Timaeus, but this thing right here, this guy right here, this should have been in like some random holiday set. Like this had no business being part of a Dark Magician support wave. Like that should have been in like this year's like holiday bullshit. You know what I mean? Like they literally put that card in this set for like what reason? Like unless we're supposed to get more, You know what I mean? Like unless we're just down the line gonna get more. I mean, this was sad. But basically, you're gonna end on Dragoon, and then your opponent will take their turn, and then you would have three other cards in hand. You have the option here of making either the second Dragoon, or like I said, since you have two cards in hand, you want to if you know that your opponent is on something that's spell heavy, you can go Dark Paladin, and then you have the option of sending those other two cards in hand if they're not hand traps. You know what I mean? It's really it's play dependent. It's dependent on what you have, what your opponent has. And let me just clear this up real quick. Put the hand traps down here, and then you can see the Dark Magician engine I'm running. Um, I mean, I think Rod's fine at 2. You know what I mean? I think Rod's fine at 2. I think that Illusion of Chaos is fine at 2. Apprentice was something that I was testing at 3, but like meh. I mean, she's not the best because you really want to just kind of combo off with souls. Especially if you open up with prep. If you open up with her, you can't really get anywhere. You know what I mean? Prep is like the best. Um, I am playing the one dark magic attack just to kind of draw off of Eternal Soul. Loza, feel free to roast this list because I know you've roasted one of my lists before. Um, totally love that. That's such a cool thing to mess with the community and roast list. I mean, I feel like your criticisms are probably spot on. But anyway, I mean, you could take out like a lot of this is bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of it's just wanting to play Yugi related cards in the extra deck. But we're actually gonna go ahead and look at a couple test hands here. So you'll see that it's decent consistency. I mean, right off the bat, we have our 2-card combo to Dragoon. We have circles. We have prep, so that way we have a spell that we can get into the Dark Magician. We drew prep. We drew droll. Um, you could actually, and I'm gonna mess with this right here. You could go prep to grab the illusion, and then use the illusion to put the dark magic attack back in deck because you don't really need that here. That's board clear, but also that's just kind of an extra draw fodder off of Eternal Soul. So we go to the Illusion of Chaos, and we have him actually grab this card. So the Apprentice Illusion Magician. And here is why. Because we drew the Dark Magician girl here, we're actually going to go +1 off of the souls. So we activate her. She's going to add a Dark Magician to our hand, which is just so useful. We then go ahead and we go Dark Magician of Destruction, banish her away, and then we use the Dark Magician of Destruction to get the Soul Servant, which now we'll get an extra draw off of that we wouldn't have gotten before because we have DMG Engrave and DM1 Field. So for this, I would actually suggest going the Timaeus route, and here's why. Because we can leave him on board, and I mean, no, here's how we're going to do this. That's actually a pretty sick draw. So we could actually send the Illusion of Chaos. It's totally up to you. If you want to keep him on board, you can. Because if we use the vanilla in hand, you can go into Dragoon, and then that Dragoon will have 1 pop. So we have a negate, we have 4 Lows, which is a total dead card, and then we have Droll. Not horrible. So we have Rod here, and that's one of the things that you're going to find about Dark Magician is there's a good amount of times where you can't play. So if only Rod could get us to something that could directly get to Dark Magician, this would be the best normal summon. But this is a scenario why people play Primite, because you have no link to get directly to Dark Magician. I mean, there's a way that we could get to Circle, and we could crack something here. We could just get extremely lucky. But the only way that it would matter is if I cracked, yeah, see, we didn't crack anything. So, bad hand. Another bad hand. Good hand. And you're going to see that a lot of the good hands revolve around one of two things. they revolve around having souls and rod, or a way to souls and rod, because every other Dark Magician spell and trap card requires you to have Dark Magician somewhere in rotation, which, again, makes them bad. So, I mean, we could actually send this to grave. We could do some weird stuff here. We could go DMG. We could just fuse right into the guy. I mean, there's that. And then we get a search. Not horrible. This hand's bad. Again, a lot of this is going to revolve around making sure you draw prep. But with the hand traps, though, you still have that element of, like, if you brick, but you see Fulos, you could just end turn, pass, play the Fulos, get a bunch of draws, and kind of go from there. But yeah, is it perfect? No. But it's a way to play pure Dark Magician. If you want to like cosplay as Yami Yugi, you could totally do that. So Cypher Slacker out. Loza, please roast the shit out of me. I love it.